Welcome back to Keys Prop Hunt. On today, we'll be looking for some props that we can hit on. Let's get into it. So first off, yesterday we had a couple home runs. Muncy and Ohtani got to Sogard. Witt ended up getting to Barnett there. I had him and Caglianone going for hits, and then Witt had a couple hits there along with the homer. Um, in addition to those, let me see, who else was it? I believe, PCA went yard, and then Wilson Contreras went yard there in that Arizona and Boston game. So that was yesterday. Let's look into today. So first off, let's look at the left-hand side. Got a couple here. Clausen, Kent lefty. I think he's a rookie, maybe. He hasn't made many starts at all. Kelly at Boston. Leahy versus Cincinnati. Lauer versus Colorado. Perkins at Kansas City. Starting off here, we can look into Kelly at Boston. Struggles with the left-hand side, 280 batting average, weighted OBA 387, slug 526. Throws his changeup and his four-seamer for the most part, and then a curveball and cutter in there. Gets some whiffs with this changeup, which Sogard doesn't look bad there. Small sample size for him. The K and whiff I don't necessarily like for Dern and Abreu. Rutschman doesn't look too bad there either. Really getting in trouble with this four-seamer, 692 slug here. Gasper looks good. Siegler, Rutschman, Sogard, Abreu, and Duran don't look good there, but they do hit that for power, being that four-seamer. Not really an average with this curveball, but he's not missing bats though. So won't look too much into that. We'll look into this four-seamer and this changeup, and then possibly this cutter too, in which Sogard looks the best. Siegler, Gasper looks pretty good. Home runs wise, Dern and Abreu look good here. I lean more so Abreu. There are 22 extra base hits, 9 home runs. Dern 11 home runs, 14 extra base hits. Last 30, Sogard looks really good here. Siegler too. Nothing really there for Rutschman. Abreu's more so doing it with power. The batting average is below average there. 3 homers, 6 extra base hits. Abreu is in play for a homer here. I'm not gonna lie, against Kelly. Hit wise, it looks more so like Sogard there. I think him or Siegler are the leadoff hitters for Boston here. I more so want to say Sogard is, but either one of those look good. Either one of them look good for a hit there. Power wise, as I mentioned, Abreu looks the best. His four seamer is really getting hit. Duran does have one there. Let's last 30. Let's go full season. So 2 for Duran there. Hard hit is not there, but he is getting it done. Going Oppo and Boston is kind of hard though for a lefty. Let me look at him from the right hand side. He's giving up some homers there too, some barrel as well, over 12%. So he's getting whiffs with this slider for sure. The slider and the changeup. Which Rafaela doesn't look bad there at all. 91% zone contact. Couple homers there for Rafaela too. And then this four-seamer is getting hit from the right-hand side too. 273 there for Rafaela. 259 for Contreras. Power-wise, it's Contreras and Durbin. Rafaela not so much there. I do like Rafaela here for a hit, though. Contreras isn't bad for a hit there either. Let me look at the pitches that he's getting hit with. .271 there, 325 for Contreras. Contreras did do it yesterday, but he could do it here again for a homer. I did see Rafaela with multiple doubles on yesterday, so I do like Rafaela for a hit. He would be more so a long shot, being Rafaela for a home run there. Wilson's definitely in play for a homer. I do like him against the four-seamer and that sinker, in which he has 3 homers against the four-seamer, 7 against the sinker. I'll look at Lauer. I'm more so looking at the right-hand side, though. I know we're on the left-hand side right now. But 5 homers for him in his last 5. Got shelled against the Cubs. Pitched good against Kansas City. I think that was without Witt, maybe. Philly got to him for a couple there, and then Colorado saw him in LA. So I more so want to attack him for power here. This four-seamer is really getting hit, in which you got Goodman here, 3 homers, 4 extra base hits, 542 estimated WOBA. So I do like that. He's more so at the top of the zone. See, good one. Tovar has one there. Okay. Beck and Tovar do. Okay, not bad. And then what else is getting hit? This cutter, not so much hard contact, but he is giving up homers on it. Nothing with that cutter for Goodman. I know he's going to be chalk price. Changeup Castro has one. Tavares had one against this four-seamer and this changeup to note. Goodman's more so this four-seamer. Maybe he sits on a four-seamer there being Goodman. I don't mind it. I'd probably say Goodman here for a homer against Lauer. We'll look at Perkins. Struggles with both sides. Shelled against Tampa Bay. Boston shelled him. Detroit shelled him. And then pitched a good game there against Boston. And then Arizona got to him for a couple there. Homer giving up in his last 3. We'll look from the right side first and then look to the left side. So he's getting swing and miss with this sweeper, which we looked at this yesterday, and Witt looks pretty good against that sweeper. My bad, I didn't mean to hit that again. Four-seamer is about mid. You know, he's not allowing hard contact or a batting average. 262 there for Witt, though. This cutter is really getting hit, which Witt looks really good there, too. I like Witt here for a hit. This is a sweeper, in which Witt has 4 homers against that sweeper. I'd say we probably be leaning sweeper or four-seamer here to go yard. Witt doesn't look bad there either. Witt could do it again. I mean, he went yard the last 2 games. Perkins is someone that can give it up, so I don't mind. I like Witt there for a hit. Possible home run shot, more so long shot there. We can go look left side. He is giving up more power to righties, though, to note there. And then from the left-hand side, it's more so this four-seamer. 483 estimated WOBA, 6 home runs there for Jensen, 5 for Caglianone. Look, last 30. So 2 for Jensen against that four-seamer in the last 30. I feel like Jensen's more so play if you want to get away from Caglianone. Caglianone should be close to the top there as far as home run odds. Nothing there against this sweeper for Jensen. I feel like that's abnormal for a righty throw a sweeper to a lefty, but you have that. What was it to lefties? 272. And then it's the four-seamer again. So I like Caglianone here for a hit, I will say. And Jensen only looks good against that four-seamer, but that is what he's given up. And so, yeah, I like from the left-hand side, I like Caglianone for a hit. He's a possible home run shot, can hit the four-seamer. As I mentioned, he more than likely will be close to chalk price. If you want to get away from him, does not look estimated WOBA there for Jensen at all. But long shot there would be Jensen for a homer. Yeah, Feltner versus the Dodgers. The normal lefties, Ohtani, Muncy, Freeman. I will look into it though. This four-seamer is really not missing bats at all. Woods, Muncy looks good. Freeman looks good. Ohtani looks like he's above average there as far as his batting average. The changeup, he is missing bats with this changeup though. Which Ohtani looks the best batting average wise on weighted OVA, but is whiffing to that. Freeman drops off there. And this slider is really getting hit. Ohtani and Muncy look pretty good there. I'm not gonna like change it up too much here. I'd feel like you ride with Muncy and Ohtani for hits here. If you want to go power, it's either one of them, but I will look into that a little bit here. Muncy looks good against that four-seamer and the slider. Same thing with Ohtani. So you can't go wrong with either one of them for a homer here. I'd say history-wise, I don't know if they got one off Feltner or not. Muncy has the most there. Yeah, I'd say either one. I like Muncy here for a hit, possible home run there, and then Ohtani for a homer. You got Zebby Matthews versus Atlanta. 9 home runs to both sides. The power is about even on both sides. Okay. Slick hits first. So his four-seamer and changeup are getting hit. He is missing bats with this slider. She got some K there. About all of them are. So he may be to miss bats with this slider a little bit. And then this four-seamer and the changeup. Which Harris looks pretty good. Baldwin looks pretty good too. Olson, I'm more so looking for power. I'll probably wide Baldwin here for a hit. Harrison looked bad either. Harris there for a hit. Um, Home run wise. Olson more than likely is chalk here. He looks good against it all but that curveball. But the barrel, the pull air, the fly ball, all look good. I'd say Olson there for a homer against Matthews. I feel like Matthews gives it up. If you don't want to go with Olson at chalk, I'd say Baldwin looks good here for a homer too. He hasn't been hitting necessarily for power. I think he did double yesterday though. Baz really struggles with lefties, and he's going to see a bunch today for the Yankees. So we'll look into this. Rice looks pretty good here. Garcia looks pretty good. The rest look about mid. I do like the K and width there for Grisham. You're going to see this four-seamer bunch, knuckle curve, change up some there. We'll grab all three. So Rice looks really, really good against that four-seamer and change up. The knuckle curve, not much of a sample size there. And then Garcia, same thing. Looks more mid against that changeup. I like Rice here for a hit. Um, Garcia didn't look too bad there. I mean, he's mid against that changeup, which he's using 14% of the time. But for the most part, you're going to see that four-seamer. I feel like if he gives up a home run, it's more than likely going to be on a four-seamer, on which that's Rice, what Rice hits. Grisham and Garcia have a couple home runs there too. Last 30, it looks like it's Grisham, 3 home runs, 5 extra base hits, 54% hard hit rate. Rice still a 75% hard hit rate, but nothing to show for it. What did the fly ball drop down for him? No, the fly ball didn't drop down for Rice either, so I feel like he's getting unlucky there. No barrel, though, to note. Yeah, the barrel really dropped off for him. Um, I don't think they put Rice at chalk here just because he did homer last game, though, to note for him. Nothing. Um, if you want to go with Rice for a homer here, I understand that. He's their best hitter in my opinion. Um, should be in line with it. The four seamer, the hard hit rate is still there. The fly ball is still there in the last 30 for him. So I'd say Rice is in play for a homer here. If you want to get away from Rice, I'd say Grisham is in the lineup right by him, has 3 homers in the last 30 against the four seamer. So he may get something to hit there, being that he is right by Rice. And then Garcia didn't look bad there either. I like Garcia more so on the hit side, though. Montero could get in trouble against Washington. Their offense they had a lot of injuries and traded away folks. Um, Pitched good against the Angels. San Fran, decent there. He's been pitching decent. I ain't gonna lie, with Contreras, so this may be more so a long shot here with him. And I'd probably just, without making it complex here, I'm looking Abrams here. That splitter's getting hit too. Nothing against that splitter for Abrams. Yeah, without making it too complex here, I'd say Abrams home run here. We'll go last 30. Which Ortiz has been hitting. I think they just caught him up. But I lean Abrams there. And maybe hit from the left-hand side. I don't really care to get to Cincy's bats. Got Javier against the Angels here, which he could give it up. I feel like I haven't seen Trout do it in a long time. Which Trout doesn't look bad here. Four seamer, 6 home runs, sweeper, 3 home runs. He's given 3 home runs up, being a Javier, but the estimated WOBA looks like he's due for positive regression. And then one against that changeup, in which that's getting hit hard too, but he's barely throwing it. So you're gonna see a bunch of four seam here, in which Trout looks pretty good. Neto has 5 home runs too. Probably without looking into this one too deep, I say Trout here for a homer. Should be to pull one. I feel like to um, left field and Houston there. Wisenhunt 307 to righties, 523 slug. So he's giving up hits and power. His four seamer's really getting hit. Adell looks good. Hoskins looks good. Rocchio looks good. The rest, no. J-Ram looks mid there. Let's look at this changeup. He is getting whiffs on it, which J-Ram does look good there. To note, the slider is getting whiffs on too. J-Ram looks good there. Adell looks pretty good. Outside of that four-seamer, 92. He's really not blowing it past him. I'd say J-Ram's in play for a hit here. Hasn't been doing anything as of late. Really, this whole season, I feel like I haven't seen anything out of him. But he should be in play for a hit there against Wisenhunt. And if we're looking power, Hoskins looks pretty good there, I'm not gonna lie. Outside of that changeup. Doesn't look bad there for J-Ram either. Let's look at Adell. That slider. I'd honestly probably go Adell here for a homer. Yeah, I'd go Adell here. I'm not sure who Cade Gibson is. He has to be opener, I would think. He's only a 67 righties. I don't think he's going to be in there too long. And then it doesn't really look good here at all. Which bomb looks good in the last 30. I'm not sure what they're doing with this Gibson pitcher. I would assume he's an opener for someone. And so I'm not sure if Baum's going to see him or not, but if he is going to be in there for some bulk relief, I'd say Baum's going to play for a hit there. We already looked at Feltner. Mao versus Minnesota. Pretty cool Minnesota's lineup. Matthews we looked at. Perkins we looked at. Kelly we looked at. We did not look at Abbott. So it's four-seamer, changeup, and curveball, which Walker looks pretty good there. The rest look about mid. Last 30, Walker dropped off there a bit. See what the estimated look like. So outside of that four-seamer, the changeup and curveball looks like he's getting unlucky. He does have 2 home runs here, though. And you got Baez, who had 3 home runs in his debut. I'm assuming they've seen Abbott before, being the Cardinals. So I'd like Walker here for a hit. The ground ball, fly ball is extremely high for Abbott. So I don't know if I'd go home run there. He could possibly do it off of Cincy's bullpen, though. He is getting air, 34% fly ball. And the estimated WOBA looks good for each of them for Walker there. So I don't mind Walker there for a home run. I will say Abbott's fly ball, ground ball to fly ball there is pretty high. So he could lift one there. Let's look at Gausman. I'd more so probably look Murakami here. But you know Murakami has the power for it. Seeing four seamer, you're seeing splitter here. Rarely throwing that slider. I don't think he's pushing a four seamer past him. So if Murakami can lay off this splitter, I don't know what is this chase. Yeah, he's 46% whiff. If he catches one of these four seamers though, it's gone. Against Gausman here for Murakami. The ground ball, fly ball is pretty high for him to the two home runs in his last 2 games started. I wouldn't mind Murakami here for a homer against Gausman, to be honest. It's either splitter or four seamer, so I feel like he can lift one of those. Let's look at Robbie Ray. Fly ball pitcher. Four seamers getting crushed. Got Lindor, Robert, Bichette, Alvarez. I have seen Torrance go yard a couple times recently. It's really not giving up hard contact with that changeup. We can look hits too. My bad. I didn't really mean to go just home runs there. I do like Bichette here for a hit against Robbie Ray. Doesn't look too good for a homer here. Possibly Alvarez there, long shot homer. Robbie Ray's extreme fly ball pitcher. Could get into some trouble there. I think that may be it from the right-hand side. We can look at Martinez. Got shelled against the White Sox. Toronto saw him. He went 6 innings there, 6 hits, 1 earned. 0% K rate though. So a lot of balls in play there against them. He's barely throwing that four-seamer. 7 homers there for Okamoto against the sinker and the cutter. More so the sinker, in which he is, that Smated Woba says he's given up hard contact there. Change up, not so much. Nothing against that change up. Long shot here, I would say Okamoto to go yard against Martinez. We already looked at Javier, Ray, Perkins, Lauer, Wisenhunt. Then look at Harrison. I mean, Seattle, what did he do? Got hammered against San Diego. I'd more so be looking J-Ram. Not J-Ram, but J-Rod here. You're not going to see that slurve much. Yeah, I'd probably go, if you're going to go against Harrison here in Milwaukee, I'd probably just lean on J-Rod for a hit, but also for him to go yard here. And for the most part, we looked at everybody else. Didn't look at Montero here. So some lefties in this Pirates lineup. 1 second, I'm looking down here to see if we missed anybody. Okay, he pitched a good game against Cleveland. San Fran shelled him. Good game against Athletics. Baltimore shelled him. And then good game there against the Cubs. Look, hit first. He's not really giving up an average. Now that I see that, it's only a 211 average. He's not really missing bats though. I mean, this changeup is missing bats, but Horse looks good there. Reynolds looks good. The whiff for Low I don't necessarily like. He has been hitting as of late though, but this four-seamer he's not missing bats, and that's what Low can hit for power for sure. 9 home runs, 6 for Reynolds there. The slider he's not really missing bats either. 250 there. I'd probably just lean on Low here for a hit. Looks good against the changeup too. We can look on the other side of things in which he's giving up homers to that knuckle curve, which I doubt he's seen much at all. But he looks good across the whole pitch mix as far as estimated WOBA. So I'd say I'd possibly allow here to go yard against Montero. I think that may be it there. Yeah, that'll be it there. But as always, I thank you guys for tuning in. If you can, please like and subscribe. And if you need anything as far as the platform, if anything seems off, if there's any questions that you may have, please drop them in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys.